What is going on, everybody? This is the Cloud9 podcast, season 3, episode 23. We are officially done with the third season of the Cloud9 podcast, and I want to thank every single person that tunes in and watches either on the actual live stream or you watch on the replay. We are officially done with the Cloud9 podcast for the third season. 23 episodes is the wrap-up number for me personally. I know some people do their seasons based around actual League of Legends seasons that start every year. That's not really personally for me. My model just works like this. But now we've pretty much moved into doing an episode for the LEC and an episode for the LCS, specifically because it's two different regions with 10 different teams and a lot of different other avenues to explore doing the shows separately. I'm not saying that we will never do shows combined again or talking about both regions, combined again. But right now it's a better avenue to explore is just doing both shows separately. The weeks where I will be doing potentially a show together is if I have to go to a Thursday premiere for a movie, which is going to be coming up very, very soon, actually, because as you guys know, I watch the newest, Hollywood blockbuster films, on Thursday nights or usually coming up on my days off. So what would happen to have the two shows is that I would most likely have the LEC show Tuesday and the LCS show that Wednesday. That's what would end up happening. So, I think you guys responded to that type of change, very positively, based off last week's episodes pertaining to the Cloud9 podcast. So, I'm glad all of you guys are here, supporting the show. I'm glad to have every single person, watch and stuff like that. I mean, this is pretty much all the content that I can do actually for you guys. So I'm glad we can get that to you guys and get it done. Sean right now is beating off because he said it's fucking air conditioner is not working. So he's going to eventually die. So it's like, damn, he'll feel the same pain his victims went through when this man went out there and fucking started leather facing hoes. So, yeah, we'll be talking about all of the latest news, regarding what ended up happening with the LEC currently right now. Right now for me, I'm just gonna switch up some tags for this video coming up really quickly. So that way I'll actually have this ready when this stream starts, because after this stream, I got to end up doing another one coming up after this. So if you guys just love when I get a chance to do these long forms of content, we're going to be getting them today. So that is definitely something you will enjoy. Let me see how this will end up panning out really quickly, and we'll start talking about the LEC. One of the biggest points right now for the LEC is that Misfits Gaming, yes, Misfits Gaming was started out as a challenger squad back in summer of 2016, and they entered the EU LCS back in 2017. They will now be selling their slot to Team Heretics. Potentially there are rumors that Astralis wants to end up selling their slot and that Carmine Corp could be taking over that slot, actually.
Whose slot?
Astralis' slot, actually.
That's. I mean, I want them to get into the league. Like they again, I think the Western teams should expand to at least 12. But I mean, I don't really want them to leave because I don't know how much interest they have in league, but it seems like they have, like, the people who work on their team at least do, and I mean they're huge esports org, lots of money, so I mean it's kind of bad for the league if they leave, but I mean I guess if they're not really giving a shit to org, then yeah, I guess so. You're muted.
We'll have that discussion in a little bit about like the infamous Carlos line where the bottom orgs are just leeches. I mean, to be fair, I know people don't like Carlos all that much, but to me, he was never really wrong with what he said. I mean, yeah, some of these bottom orgs are leeches.
I mean, it's not like he was the first to do that. They already did it ages ago with like the LCS teams people there.
Yeah, and that's my thing here is like that happens in sports leagues too, and I don't know why a lot of people don't call that out either. It's like, in traditional sports, this happens quite consistently. You'll have like orgs that are literally just be like, trust the process. Their trust the process shit is literally like 10 years until like they finally get their shit together. You know what I mean? Like, to me personally, I don't really look at that. It's one of these things that gets jumbled up in a lot. Some orgs, invested into certain players and then they peaked. Like Misfits peaked really hard back in 2017. When they had the roster of Power of Evil and Alfari and Hansama and Ignar and Max Lore, they peaked that year.
Yeah,
that's crazy
because
they had Cacao in that spring split, though. Wake me up when IMT sell their slot. Oh my god.
Unfortunate story, fucking Cacao, but whatever.
Yeah, Cacao, man, saw that guy 2 years ago at Worlds. He was on Supermassive and he defeated
great.
Mad Lions.
He was playing great, especially on Heck Run.
Yeah.
God, he deserved a lot better of a career, but whatever. All those people on like fucking KT Arrows kind of did, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, as for peaking early, I'm trying to think of like the.
You have to turn yourself up, dude.
I have to turn myself up. Sorry,
just a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really. Let's see.
This man Sean said he was gonna die if he didn't turn his cooler on. I was like, holy shit. Okay, don't die on me. I can't have you dying. That's not a good thing to be just doing that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to look for the setting right now. I can't find it, but yeah.
Okay.
I'll work on it, but well, for the peaking early, I mean, I would say that was like the biggest thing about Roll Cats or whatever their name was, because they produced
Rockcat? Yeah.
Because they produced amazing talent. It's just they didn't have the money to keep them around, so they always peaked because they would always just leave the next year, like that Misfits team. Mm-hmm. But I mean, God, it's insane to me how fucking with how Misfits how Misfits is doing right now. Surprisingly, they would sub out Schlaton for Zanzara, which I mean, it could be like an upgrade. Schlaton's definitely been playing bad, but I mean, with how they're doing right now, it's just like the Dig roster when they swapped out Soligo and Dardoch. I don't know if it's something you want to.
They just did it again. 2 years in a row, they just did it again in 2 summer splits. So on the LCS show, we'll talk more about this. So last year, people literally question mark ping Dig with meme images, and because Dardoch was actually popping off really hard. But the thing about Dardoch is that even if he's popping off in game, he might be having like behind the scenes issues with certain players. So they swapped out Dardoch in the LCS 2021 summer split with Acadian, and you could see the complete dip in performance against Haas.
If it was at least like a good jungler, I could fucking Jesus Christ. Even if it was just like Anda, I would have taken it. But fuck, Acadian at that stage of his career was just like done. Holy fucking Soligo. I mean, Yusui, they're kind of like
people always want, dude. We talked about this too. Remember how everyone wanted Yusui to get a chance? He finally got his chance, and that's it. He got his chance after all these many years, and that's the thing. Though, it wasn't really. It's also not his fault because being on bad teams like that, you can't. I mean, you can look good, but you're tied to those bad results.
Yeah, no,
you know
he looked perfectly fine. It was just the team, and also his play style didn't mesh well. Like again,
him and Acadian's play styles were vastly different.
Him and Yasui were him and Soligo were pretty much like kind of equal in levels. But Soligo, his game IQ and just what he did for his team, sort of like Niski at points, like on Cloud9 and Mad Lions, like it benefited them a lot, and they swap that out for like a flashy player, kind of just plays more individually, and they expected that to work well and mesh. It's like, are you God? I remember when he almost fucking won on what was it again? Ezreal mid. He actually was doing well and almost won. It's like, but what did he provide for his team in that game? Nothing. And that's Yusui on that roster.
Abstract, what's up, man? Misfits, historically a decent org, way better than SK, XL, and Astralis. That is true. That is definitely true.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
remember
wanted
when
them
Misfits
to do well, but
I remember when Misfits put together that super team, and after that, they never were the same after that super team. They were never the same. Maybe they had spent way too much money on that roster, and they never could really recover, not only as a org and league, but also as in like money wise too.
Honestly, they could have like made finals, and it wouldn't have been undeserved that year. Like they should have beat SKT in quarters, and then I mean their semis opponent. I mean they lost to SKT as well, so Misfits could have beat them as well. Just they choked hard. Like what the fuck was? I am never. Jesus, I have like PTSD from them just like trying to just running into their base without any minions in Game 4. I just have PTSD for life from that. What the fuck were they? But yeah, I mean, so in their state, just like dig that year though. It's like I don't know if you want to mess with it though because you're overachieving. But either way, they're doing it. You know, Slacton's been bad. Zanzara was one of the better parts of that Astralis roster, I would say, outside of him kind of like dying early while he's farming. And
I don't know, man. He was always bad to me. He only looked good on Trundle, really.
Well,
and that's not hard.
He played that mainly, yes. Like, no, I'm not saying he was good MSK. I'm just saying, like, out of that dog shit Astralis roster, he's probably like one of the better.
I think there's better junglers they could have actually picked, maybe ERLs or something potentially.
Well, yes, but you know, I'm just saying, out of that Astralis roster, he's probably like was the second best though. And I mean, Slaton's been bad, so might as well try it out. Like maybe he just kept dying a lot with Pathin and jungling and stuff like that because of his lanes. I don't know, who knows, but. Either way, they're doing that risky shit when they're overachieving, where usually teams are like, okay, let's not mess with the chemistry or anything. This is surprising. But then, BDS and they're like 1-11 fucking state or whatever it is won't sub out X Maddie. It's like that. Does BDS want to do anything? Like, this is just Promise Q all over again. How have they not subbed out X Maddie yet? This is. Over Crowny, like really?
Yeah, like this is my thing is there's so many players in Europe that get shafted and they get replaced for this new rookie that people think is a really good prospect, but then they don't understand that if you're in an ERL system, it's basically just like an academy type of league, right? Where if this person is popping off, there could be a myriad of different reasons why this player is actually good, you know, just a myriad of reasons. And also there have been 3 orgs that have sold their slots recently. No, sorry, 2. Back-to-back years, we've had an org sell their slots. There was also the rumor of Astralis, you know, selling their slot as well. So, you know, if these orgs keep their margins really low when it comes to like buying these like budget players, then they'll just end up, you know, selling their slots. Because what is their real incentive to be in this league for if they're not really going to compete to win a trophy? You know, SK Gaming haven't done anything actually. That like they've made playoffs more than some of the other bad teams or bad orgs in the league, but they're still relatively not good. You know, like SK Gaming is relatively not good. Like they've taken chances on certain players that like may have never really been the best player of that team, but they were serviceable. You know, now they have players like Gilius. Now they have players, you know, like Genax. Like players like them are like okay. You know, Genax is an all right top laner. You know, Gilius is an all right jungler. I mean, when he's really bad, he's like really bad, but he's all right actually. Certus, he's had some pop off games actually. You know, he's popped off a little bit for them recently. Jezu is pretty bad. Actually, he just seems like a bottom of the barrel ADC for LEC standards. I mean, you could literally just replace that guy with potentially anyone, you know, in the ERL systems. Like fucking throw Cody Sun in there or some shit. I don't fucking know. Not Vetio. Not the Treats. Yes, Treats has also been really good for SK Gaming too. So like players like Treats, I don't know why they choose to stay on orgs like SK Gaming. You know, maybe they actually don't get offers from other teams actually. Who knows? Maybe they just don't get those kind of offers, and that would be kind of sad.
Yeah, an offer, I'm pretty sure, since he wanted to stay in EU.
Well, no, it's from other teams in the LEC.
Oh, other teams. I
I mean, there's a chance that people didn't even offer him spots in the LEC unless it was on ERLs. And why would a guy like that go to ERLs? He's way too good to be in the ERLs. Like, if you see a player like that in the ERLs, treats.
I mean, I would say, fuck. Yeah, I don't think a team did it. Because again, this happens like all the time. This is why Zazel literally stopped playing after that EG year, even though it would have at least been like the 6th best support in the league for all these years, since for like fucking 2.5 years compared to these dog shit supports. Because after like the top 5 or top 4 mark, teams like sign these fucking random like project players, or just like put in a coin into the well, like, please work out Ryoma. Just like random shit like newbie and stuff. Like, yeah, let's try this experiment. Let's see if it pays off. Like Cloud9 with Winsome. So then all the players like in the middle usually like get left out without a team unless their old team keeps them, which was the case with Kumo this year, because they wanted to try out Philip. Which I mean,
I think Phillips worked better for them for what they need.
Yes, and again, at worst, they're even players. He works better. He's younger. He's added more pop-off games, but Kumo still deserves a spot.
I don't think the younger aspect plays that much at all. I think it all depends on the play style or what they're trying to utilize that player for.
Well, yeah, I mean, but I'm just saying players can grow still, but so that is an aspect, but whatever. It's not much as one, but just throwing it out there. But I mean, still though, he deserves a spot over. God, people are going to be so fucking biased now over that one revenge game. Like, oh yeah, he's good. He's actually good. He deserves to stay in LCS because of that one fucking game where he got like a triple or something. Jesus. Hey, I mean, we're not talking about LCS, but Jesus Christ, they're coming back now. They can make playoffs. My prediction's looking better.
Oh Lord, that's don't even speak to me anymore.
Holy shit. Golden Guardians has fallen off as I predicted, eh?
Yeah, that's kind of where I had them. I mean, earlier this year, I remember I got comments about Golden Guardians. They're like, I think you're undervaluing them. I'm like, no, I'm not. I know, like, I've seen these. It's not even just with the LEC too. I've seen these orgs perform year after year after year, split after split after split, 9 weeks back to back to back to back, guys. Like, when I value someone and what they're going to offer me in terms of league, in terms of players that I've seen from academy systems and players from other regions coming over, I'm not just putting someone down because I'm just a fucking asshole. I'm putting them down where they belong because that's how they've consistently performed for multiple different rosters. So like an example I could give is Rogue. Rogue have consistently performed at the top, literally outside of their very first year in the LEC. And even in their first year of the LEC, they actually almost made Worlds. If, Larson had a 9-11 Corky on that fucking game, they would have actually made Worlds, Like, Rogue, ever since their first year, have been a top 3 team in the LEC, finishing records pretty much 14-4 consistently. They've made Worlds. They've been top 3. They've been close-esque to winning trophies. So I would always kind of rank Rogue, not outside of this year's spring because we were kind of so skeptical of them. But in summer, yeah, we were like, this is going to be a top 3 team. Yeah, because Rogue deserved that kind of a recognition based off the multiple different accolades, the small ones that they've achieved being in the league and being actually an org that wants to compete and win a trophy. So when I'm putting Golden Guardians down, it's not because I don't like them. It's just more like that's kind of where they get to be placed at based off their multiple different years of failure and how their players have performed.
Yeah, so it was only one good split. One good year experiment.
Those when they had Froggen, and they still lost to FlyQuest in that quarterfinals.
No, it wasn't even that. They were 6 like maximum in their ceiling. No, it was the year with they had Golden Glue, and then he was subbed out for Demonte. That roster, like, again, people were
closer. Yeah, that one made playoffs.
People were.
I don't think that was as good as the Froggen roster, but
no, and people. The reason people were like predicted 10th and shit and everything was because of Keith's support, which then proved it. Literally going like 2-80 in 6 games. But once they subbed him out, people who doubt, like, again, anybody who actually isn't just some normie who actually watch players before they judge him and don't just count them out because they're from minor regions or other shit. Anybody who's actually paid attention to FBI, Closer, DeMonte / Golden Glue for their time, at least, like with what they were trying to do there, and
Mm-hmm.
Haunser still being like a good enough kind of rock in the top lane for them, like substantial enough or whatever. Like they were obviously like a playoff team over some of their fucking shitty teams in the spring split, and then in summer they fucking it worked out with their FBI closer reached their potential as predicted to anybody who actually watches shit, just like people with fudge, and then they would have made worlds, but TSM, had to rig the league with their double if bullshit, and then they just choked, reverse swept a series they should have won, and then should have beat Cloud9 to make worlds. But yeah, so I'll give them credit there for that year. They were a world's caliber team in LCS that year. Other than that, but then they sold their fucking team because that's all they do. That's all they fucking do. But other than that, yeah, just a bunch of failures. And again, now in spring, I can understand what they were saying. I was on board with that. I predict them to get 6, make playoffs. They did. But this year, like, it was obvious that all the teams, other teams, even Immortals, like, that's now hopefully improving again. Hopefully they still don't prove me wrong. We're just going to overlap them in comparison, because there were tons of issues with them in spring. It's just the other teams were too shitty. Now they improved in the off season. They needed some time, but yeah.
Okay. Let's go to the main points of today, which is going to be Misfits selling their slot first. Then we are also going to bring up, the aspect of the LEC 2022 summer split week 6 is we're on, or we're on week 5. Are we on week 5 or week 6? Doesn't really matter. Give me a second, guys. Misfit. Oh my God. Misfits Gaming. Also, Misfits were literally one game away from actually almost qualifying for Worlds, Or sorry, no. They would have had to face G2. But Misfits were ramping up, in a certain aspect of that last BO5 they played against Fnatic last year. They almost knocked Fnatic out, actually, of even going to Worlds. So Misfits, I don't think they ever got back to that level they had back in 2017. Like, they've had years of just mediocrity. Some splits are not even making playoffs. Like, they've been very, very up and down. Like, just very up and down. When they peaked really hard, but they never got back to that same level. There was that year they lost to Splice in that regional qualifier, and yeah, the one with Maxlore that year too. It was so bad. There's one split where it was the funnel meta, and they started off with a perfect record, and then they brought in Jezu for a few games, and they just completely fell off. Like,
Jezu was a fantastic ADC,
man. Remember how they were in that funnel meta, and it was Mickey X who was their support, and they wanted them to talk more in the game, so they subbed out Mickey X for Jezu, and I was like, what are you guys doing? What in the fuck?
That was just holy fuck.
Holy fuck. Like, Misfits have always been an org that I went, okay, you're making the right decisions here, but then you're also making the wrong decisions. It's like,
exactly.
What the hell?
It's like they're a team that should be doing insanely well each year, but it's like they fucking it's like halfway through they stab a fork in their fucking brain. Oh, let's do whatever. Like, holy fuck! Like, why would they ever bench Hansama that one and then just sell him to you fucking idiots? What were you doing there?
Like, I just don't get it. Like, they would make some of the best decisions, but also some of the worst decisions too. And then they would also tag along players from ERLs that also weren't even really that good, But they would also take risk on players that weren't bad, but they never got a chance either. It's one of these weird things with them. Like, I've always been super critical of a lot of their, decisions, but then I've also praised them on certain decisions that they made, honestly. But I think the first big step into Misfits not getting back to that 2017 peak was in 2018 when they tried to do that one roster they had with Maxlore, when they kept Maxlore way longer than they should have, and then that didn't end up working out that year. They narrowly missed out on the regional qualifiers.
Well, listen, man, they were really impressed by that shot call in 2017. Just hitting the turret and going in their base without any minions.
Do you know what's crazy about Misfits people is after that 2017 World Championship quarterfinals game against SKT, the only thing Misfits ever really did as a first accolade was knocking out G2 of their first ever playoffs. This is back when playoffs was just like no losers bracket. You just had to keep going each round. That was their first accolade of knocking out G2 out of the first actual playoffs ever. That was their only accolade because it's Org's number one a title, but they've been in the finals before too. That's weird. They've been in the finals before. It's like they did a good amount for an org that has honestly no success domestically, And then after 2018, you have the super team. That didn't work out. And then
that was great. What are you talking about?
And then I remember that summer split, they subbed out most of the players because they were like, this is not working out. For their academy players, leader gets like shafted. All those players get like really shafted. Then in 2020, they bring in players like Hira. Was Hira 2020 or no? They had a different player in 2020. I think
it was 2020. In 2020,
yeah, Hira was 2021. In 2020, it was that one guy. He's played Jax a lot. He was the white dude. I forgot his name.
What is that like? Dan or something?
Dan. It was Dan. Yeah. The roster in 2020 was wasn't that good. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It was just management. I think management is what really screwed them.
I really love that call the caster made one time when he died. Dan is done.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I remember the 2020 roster. It still had Febivin on it. That's when they had players like Razorg, Dan, and they had I forgot the bot lane. It was Kabe and another guy, and then in the summer split they swapped him out.
I thought Kabe was on like
TSM.
No, never mind. That was Splice actually. It was on TSM, but
in the summer split,
but then
they changed out the bot lane.
Yes, but
yeah, it was DOS.
It was B-Boy and Spring, though, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah, it was B-Boy and Spring, and they had another support with him. But then they brought in another support who was way worse than the support they had in Spring. I was like, what is this? Or Misfits have always did shit like that. They've always made stupid decisions, but they've always
What do you mean, man?
Really
Mercer's been fantastic.
And then they brought in Deficio. Remember, they brought in Deficio. He was supposed to be that guy where he learned from all his mistakes from kind of mismanaging like certain aspects of what was it, Schalke and Origin, actually. So you think, okay, Deficio learned from his mistakes. He's going to come into this org and do a whole lot better. Rightfully so. In spring, they almost made playoffs last year in spring. They almost made playoffs. They were one game away from not. So they're like, okay, in summer split, it'll play out better. They make playoffs. They get completely destroyed by Rogue in that first round. But actually, no, sorry. That's when Inspire got that pentakill on Viego, and I remember that being a more closer series than people gave it credit for. That was actually a really close series. Sorry, I was thinking about, this past year.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got knocked out in that round, and they went to the other round where they were honestly, kept alive, and they were all those Fnatic pauses last year. Yeah, this org has been through so much, guys. I could give you all the lowdown on this org. I've literally watched them in Challenger scene come into the league and become what they are, which is, I don't know what they are. Because they've not been shitty, but they haven't been great either. They haven't been middle of the pack, but they also haven't been dog shit. I don't really know how you judge this org. That's like one of the worst
honestly, they're sort of
league.
like unicorns of love.
Yeah, except without the fan base.
Yeah, like I really wish Unicorns of Love would just come back to LEC, but whatever.
Yeah. So like, I don't know if the players on the Misfits roster are gonna be getting picked up because people ask like, yes. So the org buying Misfits for the league for their spot, yeah, they inherit those contracts, but it's up to the org to keep those players. Actually, I mean, it happened with Nuclear Int when it came to Team BDS and Limit from Schalke, but those are the only two players they kept. Everyone else was gone, guys. So expect pretty much maybe two of the players remain, or you simply just go to different teams. And I mean, like, let's be honest. Come on, guys. Like this roster of Misfits, it's only just Vetio who hasn't really been that good this summer split. Like he's been all right.
Like he's given up, honestly. But whatever. It's like, does this contract end this year?
Irrelevant's been okay. Like Schlatan's only been good.
I mean, Irrelevant's been okay under like the circumstances. Like, yeah, he hasn't been as good as like Aggressivo. Despite that dog shit BDS team he has to work with. But I mean, he hasn't been like injured or anything.
He's not been the worst player on the team.
Yeah, he's
like,
been
Mercer
serviceable. Like he hasn't been noticeable.
Was bad last split. I was like, this guy is garbage. Why do they keep this dude?
Yeah, well, Mursa and Arote or whatever on BDS, like they're literally like Svenskeren war junglers with Bjergsen version of just supports. They do nothing.
I hope no one goes to that form of that form Svenskeren was in back in Worlds 2017. That was the worst jungling form I've ever seen in anybody.
Like, seriously, they literally do nothing. It's like they're literally just like Yumi sitting on their ADC, not even pressing, just reading their book or playing Minecraft each game. They do nothing, literally nothing. But fuck,
oh my
god! But when does like VTO's contract end though? You know,
VTO's contract, it's up this year. Yeah, when his offseason hits.
He's definitely fucking leaving. But I mean, irrelevant. Yeah, he hasn't been noticeable in the slightest. He's been, as his name says, irrelevant. But you know, he hasn't been in tin or anything at all in the slightest, like fucking Dan was. But
what about like Neon? Neon's been.
Neon has improved a lot, but
he's honestly just been the wild turtle to me of this team. He's been
really
middle of the pack. He's not gonna be a star. He's nothing like Patrick. He's just gonna be all right. That's his ceiling.
Well,
he's just an all right player.
Compared to the rest of the team, he's been like the bright spot this split and last split.
He's one of the players that I see getting a team after this season is over, but he's not gonna be on like a G2, a Fnatic, or Rogue. Do you think Rogue? People said, what if Rogue dropped comp? If Rogue dropped comp for Neon, I'm taking my computer and I'm chucking it out the window because that'd be fucking stupid. Like I'm just saying, that'd be really stupid.
That would be hilarious, but
I don't think Neon's gonna be on a team like Rogue, Fnatic, or G2, but maybe no, because even Mad Lions have Unforgiven, and he's fucking fantastic. Unforgiven actually did look good in his first split. Looked like a carry player despite all those Mad Lion issues, actually. You know. So then you factor in where else could he go? XL had Patrick. To me, Patrick and Niski are my only two MVP runners right now. That's because, guys, this is a rare split in the LEC where I really can't give you an MVP outside of Patrick and Niski. If people look at Patrick's individual performance, he is performing very, very well. He's performing great. The game that they just had when they played up against Fnatic, his Xayah play, oh my god, it was insane. Patrick has been so good this past split. He's been great.
Yeah, again, if anybody were to win it on that team MVP, it would be him. But,
Patrick and Niski are the only two people I'm having for my MVPs. Everyone else has just been really
there was one other guy I was thinking of, but I forgot who. I think.
Oh, you mean Gilius, right? For Warren?
No, fuck it. But no, I completely
Gilius winning MVP.
I'll try to remember it, but I completely forgot who it was. But it's someone I'm like,
If Gilius wins MVP, Warren's gonna come on stream and just blow his fucking load at us.
Yeah,
oh my goodness. Hey, last year everyone knows I gave Treats the MVP for spring because that guy deserved it. That guy was playing out of his mind on SK Gaming. That guy deserved to be the MVP.
Yeah, but the thing is, when it comes to MVP, MSK, they want it like they don't want like a situation. They either want to always give it to like players who are like known,
who are like on good teams.
No, who are on good teams but are like known prodigies, like or legends. So it wouldn't look silly to like give it to someone and then they fall out the year after, even though that shit doesn't matter. If you play good enough split, then you do sort of like reign over on Immortals who then fell off. So, but for narrative's sake, they don't want to do that. So they do like they just give it to known prodigies on good teams all the time who play close enough to the skill level, which is why fucking Bjergsen won it 4 times, even though he only deserved it like once or twice.
There was many other players that deserve MVP over Bjergsen. I don't know how he
how was Jensen not even in like the conversation?
Not even Jensen. How was High not the most valuable player of Cloud9? That's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, honestly, if they had an MVP in like 2013, then I don't know if I would have gave it to High. I think maybe like
he was very valuable. What
not
about
Medio? So
or even like there's so many other players that over Bjergsen that deserved MVP.
Honestly, Balls deserved it.
I would say High deserved it at a few points in his career. Jensen not winning MVPs. Jensen had I forgot which split it was. It was one of them in 2016 where he should have easily won it, and he wasn't even in the conversation. Oh, when he had the most solo kills he had the most solo kills of any mid laner. He had the best numbers, and even in the game, he was literally the carry player. Or even even on that Cloud9 roster, Smoothie was performing very well various years.
Well, he was in the conversation. I mean, I wouldn't have.
I would have even Impact for Cloud9 when he was on Cloud9 was great for them. Such a valuable player.
Impact, honestly, I would have.
I think even Alpha Moose should have gotten it a few more times than he did. He's back in the day, he was on fire. He was such a good player back in the day.
Impact is just it's tough. It's tough for like more defensive players like that to fucking weak sauce to win it, which is a shame. But
all right, guys, let's go over the official article that Misfits put out. Or no, I kind of want to go over the .esports one because I don't want them selling me some bullshit. Or like we only sold because we're black. I don't know. I want to hear your bullshit. I want to hear what actually happened. So let me see. Misfits sell their LEC slot. All right, here we go. Let's go right now. Okay. Misfits sells LEC spot to Team Heretics. Will leave LFL to complete league exit. So I know people got mad at this.
Whoa, what? Oh, I didn't actually know this news shit.
So people, I literally said Misfits selling their slot when we first started the show. Are you actually deaf?
No, because I said I was doing something for. I said do your intro. I wasn't here for the first 4 minutes.
Okay, maybe I'm just retarded then. Maybe I'm just retarded.
You are, but I did not hear this news. Wait, so are they still gonna? Is this just like a side org? Who's still gonna be calling them Misfits, or is this just Team Heretics now?
I'm pretty sure this will be called Team Heretics at that
point.
Fuck
me, God. Holy, that is.
Because when people saw this news, dude, people were like, well, why wasn't it fucking that one team, Carmine Corp? Everyone wants Carmine Corp in the league. What if Carmine Corp come in and they're just a middle of the pack org?
Yeah, it's like the LFL, like people underestimate like certain teams. They might not want to, just their French fan base there and just like it's easier for them to succeed. They don't want to take the risk, but they like their spot there. They might not have like, with some money issues, like it would be just safer. Maybe they want to like dominate in other esports first. But I mean, that is this like, holy fuck. I listen, I fucking hate the ownership of Misfits over the last few years, especially with Florida Mayhem. Those and their social media people, those people give fucking TSM owners and social media people a run for their fucking money at Florida Mayhem and the Dead Overwatch League. But yeah, I fucking hate them, and obviously they've been kind of poorly. I was just spoken about with Misfits, peaking in 2017. But Jesus, fuck, that is disappointing. They're a team that really, should have stayed in LEC. I think it's best for the whatever.
I turn yourself up, dude.
I know. I'm trying to find the fucking set. I don't know where it is.
You're fine, dude. Yeah,
but yeah, you heard me. Yeah, you got.
No, yeah, it's one of these things where like, who would be better for the league in terms of viewership too, because people keep saying this whole thing about viewership. Guys, LEC's viewership is fine, better than the LCS. Right now, they peak at like an average of like 50,000 viewers. That's fine. Now, bringing in Carmine Corp might add in an extra 10K viewers, maybe. Like it all depends, because remember, guys, being in the LEC, the LCS, these franchise spots, everything costs a lot more too. There's this like price tag on some of these slots that a lot of people don't know all of the stipulations that come into that, So we're going to go over this right now. Misfits sells LEC spot to Team Heretics, will leave LFL to complete league exit. One of the LEC's long-standing orgs has left the scene. Yeah, Misfits has been with EULCS since 2016.
That absolutely sucks.
Yeah, like the point of franchising was to keep these legacy teams here. That's the point of franchising.
Listen, they're definitely a legacy team that should have stayed. Them and again, Unicorns of Love would have been a great one to bring back. Again, H2K has way too many issues and are just not at that level anymore where they were forced to, but otherwise they would try to keep them around. But that one was a lost cause, H2K. So I can understand that one, but the other ones and God, and then Origin left. I mean, they more of like rebranded, I guess, but like, damn.
Origin, yeah.
Origin, like their branding and like org itself wasn't, despite being a legacy team, wasn't great. So I can understand just like rebranding or like selling it, and then just like the other one keeping their history, like what RNG did with Samsung Galaxy. But fuck
incentive, yeah, dude, like. if they bring in some of these like French, German, and Spanish like fans, it's gonna do very well for the LEC viewership. I think it depends, because even if Team Heretics now is gonna be in the league, they're gonna be in the league. We know that for sure now. I mean, they could just be another bottom feeder org, honestly. I don't know, because we had literally Team BDS come in, and Team BDS have been pretty bad. And even after this week, they've been even more shit. After spending 6 years in the LEC, Misfits Gaming will be leaving the league and selling its spot to Spanish esports organization Team Heretics. Misfits Gaming Group is not only selling its spot in the LEC, it is also leaving the LFL by the end of the year.
Is that better? Can you hear me more?
Yeah, you're fine. That air conditioning you have on is insane.
I think, can you hear it now in the background now that
it's better now? Yeah.
Okay.
Good God, you with megaphone? Holy shit. Okay. Ultimately, this move represents the organization's departure from competitive League of Legends, but it will still field teams in the Overwatch League with the Florida Mayhem, as well as the Call of Duty League with the Florida Mutineers, while also maintaining a presence in Valorant. So they're just exiting competitive league. They'll still be an org.
Fucking Overwatch and Call of Duty League are dead as fuck. Fuck off.
Yeah, who talks about the Overwatch League anymore?
No. Told you, season 1. What was again, despite the game and despite Blizzard can go suck a dick and Jeff Kaplan, and despite Overwatch the game being the most overrated piece of shit ever at its time in 2016, and when it somehow fucking won Game of the Year. All right, but putting that aside, the season 1 of Overwatch League was some good esports, and in the Korean League, it wasn't great or anything. There were definitely a lot of better ones, but it was good enough. And we had London Spitfire when after that fucking year, it was complete trash. So holy fuck. It's like, I don't even care who fucking won that. Every other year, it died after the season 1.
It's bittersweet to know that our mission to diversify means that we cannot be in all places at once. And we're sad to say so long to the loving camaraderie and competitiveness of the LEC. Misfits co-founder and CEO Ben Spunt said in a press release, "We did not make this decision lightly and ran an exhaustive process vetting numerous interested offer parties and came to the decision that Team Heretics was the right selection to continue on as responsible stewards of the league." Founded in August 2016 by popular content creator Gorgo, Heretics tried to enter the EULCS in 2017, but failed to qualify. They competed in multiple different minor tournaments before finally joining the LVP this past spring. It ended last split in 8th place, but is now thriving in the summer at the top of the league. In 2017, Misfits joined the EULCS with a lineup of well-known European players like top laner Alfari, mid laner Power of Evil, AD carry Hansama, and popular Korean support player Ignar. That year was also one of the best in the organization's history. Misfits had a consistent top 3 squad who reached the finals in the 2017 summer split and battled in a memorable best of 5 against SK Telecom T1 during the first round of that year's World Championship. That the team was eventually eliminated, but it was one of the most valiant efforts fans have seen from a Western squad in that era of league. Yeah, guys, back in the day, and any Western team challenging SKT was a joke.
Yeah, remember, at this point, there wasn't a single team in a best of 5 in the West that beat them and that actually beat them. And same thing with China, I believe, as well. Besides that one fluke fucking series against that horrible Korean team and the top Chinese team that looked like Najin Sword or something. Let's not talk about that. But other than that, it wasn't until fucking 2018 where that was finally a thing. So at this time, it was huge, that and Performance Adam, Cloud9 with Team World Elite, but that one was even more impressive because it was SKT, even if they were playing kind of disappointed and had players like Hooney on their team. Yeah, I mean, and then in 2018, I forgot, was there any, okay, so it was IG that beat KT Rolster, and then, so I believe wasn't Cloud9 the first Western team that beat them?
I mean, we've had Western teams beat Asian teams before in BO5s, but Korean teams, no, I don't
was
think
that
they
the first
have.
time?
That was the first time it came really close. That's the thing, though. They didn't win, but it came really close. Because later on, you had G2 that ended up beating a Korean team in a BO5, actually. They beat SKT.
Yeah, well, no, because Cloud9, you can remember
Afrika
was Korean, so.
Mm-hmm. So that was the year before, yeah.
So was that the first for like a Western team? Or?
A Western BO5 out of all of them I can remember. Oh, it depends. You mean just with Korea, not LPL, right? Just Korea?
Yeah, just Korean, because they were the,
No,
undefeated.
you're right. No, I think Cloud9 had to have been the first because in 2017, yeah, C9
because
lost
remember,
to
IG beat KT, not a Western team. It was IG that beat KT, and then G2 beat LPL team with RNG that year. And then Fnatic with EDG, so.
Fnatic beat EDG, but you're talking about specifically LCK, because with LCK...
Yeah, no, I was saying that's why it's the first, because they beat, Chinese teams instead, and then IG is a Chinese team that beat Korea, which happened once before already, and wasn't Western, so...
All right, so since then, however, Misfits has revamped its roster several times throughout the years with many star players and fielded a supposed super team in 2019 with big-time names like SOAS, FNC, and star support Gorilla, but the team never reached the expectations of both fans and analysts. Yeah, watching that team play was also horrible.
Mm-hmm. Also, Alexander left a comment. Read it after.
Okay, give me a second, Alexander. It has been a climb for the organization, but in 2022, it saw a silver lining to its struggles when Schlackdon won the Rookie of the Split award last spring, while Vetio took home the Most Valuable Player award. The team currently sits in a three-way tie for 6th place in the LEC Summer Split 2022 standings.
Somehow won Rookie of the fucking Split. He's just lucky that Malrain doesn't count technically since he played some games in LCK.
Alexander, what's up, dude? I'm a bit late to the podcast, no worries, man. But have you guys seen the Reddit post of the unpaid employees of Team Heretics? Thoughts on that? A bit sad to see a new org joining LEC. There's already a new scandal. I haven't seen that yet. But there have been many stories about that going on. I just hope they're not doing that. I don't wish that on anyone.
I mean, we could pull up the Reddit thread, after reading.
I mean, that Origin, when they were ran. They weren't paying players either, or they weren't paying them on time. They were paying them 2 weeks late, Yeah.
Now some of it is a bit over exaggerated. Honestly, it just ends up again, the Cloud9 situation where it's just they were underpaying their employee, lower salaries than their players than they were supposed to.
For equity in the company?
Yeah, in the 2018 roster, they end the 2019 one, they were underpaying them, but it was just but they were gonna pay their money and even more than that than they were supposed to, and then they eventually did. It's just they didn't in time for a certain deadline, and because that then it came out, and then people wrote articles about it, and people made a huge deal over it, even though it wasn't, and people double lift. Oh, classic Cloud9, fuck you, double lift cocksucker. But
but that was
and then literally 2 days later, Jack paid them. So it's fuck. So it's if it's just a situation like that, but I mean, I don't think it is.
There's the one that Thorn alluded to where they offered players who were already on what they promised to pay them. They said, "Will you take a pay cut on that?" It's what the fuck? Going into when they're playing scrims and saying, "Hey, you want to take a pay cut?" That was the rumor that Thorn brought up. Actually, I was "That's pretty fucked up."
Let's not bring up fucking what was it? Team was it? It wasn't Revival. What was their name?
Low Key Esports.
No, it was the one that people XQC played for at some point.
There was one recently that I remember that was Galatasaray Esports. That was in Russia, where GBM.
No, I thought it was Turkey. I thought it was Turkey.
Yeah, that was Turkey, where GBM talked about him not getting paid from them too. I was like,
sorry. Do you mean Gambit? Or
no? He actually played for was it Galatasaray? I know he played for Galatasaray.
If it was Galatasaray, then it was it was Turkey.
I remember the team that Closer and Abadage came from in Broken Blade. That team just left Turkey because of uncertainties. That's literally what they said disbanded. Well, they're people why? Because of uncertainties.
Yeah, Jesus,
okay,
fuck it. It's I had crazy. So many friends yo, you gotta cheer for fuck Supermassive, cheer for this team. I'm like, no, fuck you. And it's like, hey, look at how they turned out, I guess. But Jesus fuck. No, I'm trying to think of like who it was. It was like something like yeah, no, it was Denial Esports. You remember them, that whole fiasco?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like that was huge. And then there's also the one like I forgot the exact name of it. It was like
Okay.
it was a one in the amateur circuit and like NA that they just did not pay all the players. They had a
There
bunch
was
of
the
veterans
one.
on it who were doing really
There was the one
well.
in the Spanish league too. That did, there's been many instances
Yeah,
in
yeah,
multiple
it was
esports.
Solidified Esports.
Yeah, there's been actually guys multiple esports teams that have not been paying players sometimes. Like there's been a lot of those stories that pop up. Actually,
Mm-hmm.
Misfits tweeted this. We wanted to share today's news with you all as soon as possible in order to aptly prepare our player staff, the league, and fans. We will continue to play out the rest of our final season in the LEC before we hand over to Team Heretics. Yeah. So they led a series of announcements. What will happen now during sorry, let me bring this up right here, bigger for you guys. What will happen now during Summer Split? For fans, we're still Misfits and we're still focused on playing our best till our final match. Team Heretics have no control over our roster, staff, or organization until the conclusion of the 2022 season. What will happen to players after the 2022 season? MGG owns player contracts until the end of the 2022 season, which ends at free agency. Per Riot rules, players will not automatically be transferred, and it's up to Team Heretics to pick their roster. What about the LFL team? MGG will also leave the LFL at the end of the 2022 season. So there you go. Those are all of the updates that Misfits actually gave. Now, this was their full press release. I mean, we pretty much read the big gist of that right from .esports. I wanted something that wasn't from the org only because like some of these orgs can just sell you on some bullshit sometimes, you know, and usually when you read it from someone else who did the level of journalism that needs to be involved with this to give you guys the correct information, you can pretty much get it from those media outlets actually. So yeah, it's over for Misfits now. Their final match is coming up very, very soon. And then we will now be moving on to talking about the LEC standings. Give me one moment to bring that up for you guys, actually. Give me a second.
Yeah.
Go to League Media.
Also, I don't know if I forgot to bring it up or not, but yeah, I mean, fuck Cloud9. Winsome has just been absolutely destroying the EU circuit since getting signed.
Yeah, they can't understand this.
Alone.
Yeah, they can't understand what he's saying, so they're just gonna just listen to him.
Jesus, fuck. No, him and his team have absolutely been destroying. No, like what fucking idiot. Yeah, gee, it's almost like he was a really
only
great
you and
support.
3 other people watch that league.
Fuck, no, it's almost like he was actually a really good support who just had a shaky playoff series, his first ever, with some nerves.
Well, he also couldn't really speak to his. Well, this thing, he also couldn't speak to his teammates either. Which is,
I mean, he understand English enough where he
he's talking in his ramen language and shit.
Jesus, fuck. The views of MSK do not reflect the views of. Well, they do reflect the views of Andy, but you know.
Andy Signor, hell yeah.
Well, I mean both Andys, you know, TSM Andy, and then.
Oh yes. All right, let's go with the standings. The LEC 2022 Summer Split standings as per week 5. Week 5 is concluded. We'll do our predictions for week 6 very, very soon when we go over the games. So, 10th place, Team BDS. No shocker there. SK Gaming were on a 3-game winning streak, and then they ended up losing to Mad Lions, which is crazy because SK Gaming 2-0'd Mad Lions in the spring split when they had Reeker. Then when they got a better mid laner, Mad Lions ended up butt-fucking them for this summer split of this year. Misfits Gaming ended out on a 2-game losing streak this past week. Fnatic on a 4-game losing streak. This roster is definitely losing it, man. Like, this is a roster that on paper should be doing way, way better than what they're showing, and it's just not been working out. Astralis also kind of looks like shit, but because they still have Vizichachi, he's been playing really, really bad. Kabe and his new support, Janghyun, have been a bright spot for the team. I still think the other parts of the team have just not been that good. Dejor, Vizichachi, and Xerxes all haven't really been good, actually. Vitality is such a sad fucking team. Oh my god, this team is so bad.
Jesus, they're just pathetic to watch, and it just makes you depressed that they're actually in a playoff spot right now. Like this is pathetic. Holy
if Vitality
fuck.
make Worlds, this world is ending, guys. Actually fucking ending if this team makes Worlds.
Misfits can still make fucking Worlds. Remember, they got fourth. Like they still do champion points, right? In this league.
No.
What do they do then?
Oh, I forgot. They do it through the losers bracket system for the playoffs of the summer.
Okay, never mind. Because I was gonna say if they still did, then they cut in the running because they got fourth last split and they get in playoffs here. But whatever. I mean, so never mind about all those comments.
G2 to me, they bounced back. I even predicted a 2-0 week from them. I said, they don't win.
I did too, yeah.
I said this week, if you don't go 2-0, I'm predicting you lose every game after that. They went 2-0, and I was like...
I mean, it was obvious that they would bounce back.
Oh, my bad. I'm wrong. I predicted Rogue to beat them. My bad.
Okay,
I did.
Well, fuck you. You doubted them. I predicted 2-0 because,
they went 1-1, and that's good enough.
Listen,
but their games were not clean.
With Rogue, though. Think about their history with Rogue.
Rogue just mentally break down whenever they play against G2 for some reason.
Yeah, so I thought that I'm like, they'll probably beat them, and then of course they'll beat Astralis.
So G2 for me, their game against Astralis was really sloppy. Their game against Rogue was a bit better. But still, you notice all these problems.
Should have won, but whatever.
When I was watching the game live, when I was at my job, I was like, damn, Astralis is going to beat them? They're going to be on a fucking, because they were on a 6-game losing streak, right? Or a 5-game losing streak or some shit like that. If Astralis had beat them, I don't want to know what world we would have been living in, because that was very, very scary for G2. I told you guys, Excel would be bouncing back. Excel are a top 3 team right now in the LEC. I knew last week was just them playing bad. It really wasn't them as players. It was just horrible macro decisions. They bounced back this week.
I think they're top 5, but I don't know about top 3.
They're definitely top 3 right now. I mean, I'm not putting Fnatic over them. I still think
G2. Yeah, I think even G2 in their shaky state will be better and will come in clutch when playoffs come to make Worlds.
How are they shaky and better? That won't make any sense though.
No, I'm saying when playoffs, even if XL ends up higher in regular season, when playoffs come, I do think G2 will beat them. That's all.
Maybe if G2 gets 6th place and have to go to the lower bracket all the way up, that'd be fucking...
I mean, Fnatic, what the fuck?
If Fnatic lose 2 more games, they're probably not even making playoffs, actually.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
And this Hylissane is fucking retire.
Rogue right now, they had a really close game against Fnatic where I'm going to be raging out really hard in a moment when I show you guys that game. The Malrong Baron steal on Poppy was an H2K 2016 Karma moment. Whew, I'll show you guys in a moment. Mad Lions being at the top, they played really well this week. Eloye and Niski, all the players on the roster right now are pretty much firing at all cylinders. Armut is still the weakest player, but I mean, right now he's just getting carried by Niski and the other people. So all he has to play is just Gnar and Wukong, which is the only champions he really plays anyway well. So yeah, these are the top 3 teams right now in the LEC, not involving Fnatic and not involving G2. I think G2 right now, I need to see a bit more games out of them for these later weeks to really confidently put them in that top 3 conversation, because right now, even after the games this week, guys, still wasn't looking all that clean, because even in the game they were winning against Rogue, they still made very big macro decisions, and it was like, why aren't Rogue capitalizing on this? You could be winning this game. That's goes to show you how shitty Rogue can be at certain times compared to how better G2 is, honestly. So Team BDS being this bad, that week people were like, oh my god, they're so much better. They should have won. And also, fuck. It happens, guys. In this kind of system, these BO1 systems, this happens. One teams as shitty as these guys could look good for 1 week, and then after that week, nothing but crickets. No one will even bring it up again. Like last split. Remember how Rogue lost to Astralis? And yeah, they shouldn't have lost to Astralis, but Astralis didn't do shit. Rogue made the finals, but people were like, oh my god, Astralis beat Rogue. Who gives a fuck? It happens in BO1s. Who really cares? Astralis isn't going to do shit anyway. Okay, you won one lucky BO1. Oh, whoop-de-fucking do. Congratulations. Who cares?
Oh, yeah.
Team BDS almost beat Fnatic. Almost doesn't put wins on the board now, does it?
Yeah,
They're still 1 and 10.
Hold on. Who did Vitality face against this week again? Who was it?
Vitality faced off against Mad Lions, who they got ass blasted by.
Yeah,
and they
okay.
beat Misfits.
I forgot which one it was. I think it was Mad, but okay. So there was two things I wanted to talk about. The first one was Haru just walking into his fucking death from the bush in top lane.
Haru's bad.
And then the second thing I want to talk about, that amazing play by Humanoid with Upset.
That,
that gave me PTSD from Cody's Sun Worlds.
So, before I rip Fnatic's butthole apart, let's talk about Team Vitality. This team is fucking bad. Like, Perks is their best player. I think Perks has been performing very well this year. Actually, I think Perks has been performing better than expected. He's solid, but he's not going to be that X Factor guy he used to be back in the day when he was going up against Faker playing Jason shit. He's not going to be that guy anymore.
Yeah, he will, man. Come on, he's just having sleep issues, right?
Yeah, because his team is fucking causing it to go insane. Holy fucking shit.
Yeah, man.
Labrov and Karzi are just so bad. They're so laughably fucking bad.
Again, I'll never understand people who hyped up Karzi so much. I'll never understand it.
Alfari just sits in lane and just, that's all he ever really did. People, best top laner in the West, a guy who just sits in lane and just does really nothing with his leads, even when he gets the lead.
Well, I mean, he used to be more like Summit with his leads in the past, but I mean, now, yeah, that's all he does, but
Haru was just invisible.
Alfari's sort of like Gen Axe to me, just doesn't do anything
like,
with them.
Haru's just been invisible. This team is honestly 4v5. Haru is invisible. They don't have a jungler.
He at least has, like, chemistry with Perks to an extent.
The synergy is all bad. Their drafting is really... This is a bad team, man. What is... This is fucking trash.
How are they, fucking tied for 4th right now?
They're tied for 4th at 6 and 5. They're barely above even right now. They're literally barely above even.
If I would, pick teams to make the playoffs right now, I'd do Mad, Rogue, XL, G2, Astralis, and fuck.
And
I'm trying to think. Jesus, fuck! It's a shit show for that 6th spot. I really don't want to say Fnatic, but at the same time, am I crazy to say Misfits? And SK? I mean, I really don't want to say SK at all, but Jesus, it's what? But whatever. Holy fuck! I can't think. This is just.
This clusterfuck. Let's just rip Fnatic's asshole apart.
Yeah, honestly, whoever gets this 6th playoff spot,
you got that because of luck.
It. I'm going to say it right now.
Not even just luck. You got that because every other team has just been shitting the bed.
Whoever gets it, you did not deserve it. And if Astralis, falls apart and misses playoffs as well, then the 5th place team didn't deserve it either.
Damn, holy fuck. Let's rip Fnatic's butthole apart. Fnatic's games are atrocious. Fnatic's games are horrible. Wonder just runs and ints. Razork and Humanoid have no synergy. Humanoid's brain has been off most of the split. Upset and Hylissang's good bot lane prowess has been pretty much non-existent. They've been actually losing the majority of their lanes too. Hylissang has been making uncharacteristically really bad plays. He's been making as many bad plays as he was back in the LEC 2021 spring split, where I was calling that out. I was like, no, he's been playing really bad, actually. Fnatic and Team Vitality are just fucking bad. But Fnatic, you expect these players, given how they're, on paper it should look way better. It doesn't. This team has no synergy. The mid and jungler have anti-synergy. Hylissang has anti-synergy with his jungler. Humanoid has anti-synergy with his fucking support. All of them have anti-synergy. The playstyles don't mesh. It's just a combobulation of fucks.
Did anybody going into this season actually expect Wonder, Razork, and Humanoid to have good chemistry? If you did, you need to just retire from watching League. You're hopeless.
It's so frustrating watching them because guys, I truly believe they're much better than what they're showing. I really do. I believe they're much better than what they're showing, but it's not coming together. I don't know what it's for. Maybe it's in-game decisions on how they want to play the game, how they want to play the early game, how they want to take dragons, how they want to take Rift Heralds. I don't care what it is.
Again, Yamato Cannon is their coach as well, right?
Yes, sadly.
While he was working well, on Sandbox than it did for like Vitality, but until that fucking game against Cloud9 where he gave him that fucking draft. But outside of that, though, honestly, his like system and teams systems, as Cloud9 would say, honestly have been people don't like. Again, he's like a good analysis of the game, but as it doesn't work, and not enough people bring it up. It's just it's like what people tried to give Reaper flack for, which was valid. Which was valid when it came.
I noticed
to, like,
that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but which was valid though when it came to like regional playoffs where he would just choke their fucking drafts away,
or he would just like overthink it.
No, it's like you think he's like in like a sports movie with like the underdogs winning. Like, yeah, let's pull out the Twitch now. Hell yeah, big movie moment, the climax, and then nope, they just get dick stomped by fucking Team Liquid. Then they should have won. But and unlike that though, besides that, like Yamato Cannon is actually like what people criticize Reaper for. Honestly, and not enough people criticize him at all.
That's the thing. Yamato Cannon does pretty much the same shit that Reaper does, except his drafts aren't as creative, good or bad, depending on how you look at that, actually. No one really calls that out. They're like, oh, I like Yamato as a person, so that just absolves him of any criticism. It's like, what the hell?
It's true. I like his VOD reviews. Hell yeah.
So this will happen after their week 5 highlights, actually.
We all believe that we are a fucking good team, and that we have really high individuals, and that we actually played really fucking good games, but we also played really fucking shit games like we did today. As Yamato said, like, it's on us, and just make sure we are all informed individually, and then we just keep working as we did this past few weeks in the collective part. I think we can make this really easy. Like I believe in all of you guys. That's it. I just wanted to say it.
Good. You're right, man. You're damn fucking right. I want to end on this sentiment. Do you fucking believe in this group?
It's like he's being held hostage to say that.
Oh, most importantly, you also believe in yourself, yeah?
It's like, good job, boy. Good job. I'm pulling the revolver away now, back in my pocket.
Good job. You guys got blown the fuck out, but good job.
Yeah, good job for a minute. I'm putting my revolver back in my pocket. Don't need to take you out today. Good job. Keep that up, buddy.
I want to read the Fnatic the Fnatic crack copium comments, actually.
Like, holy fuck.
Kick your toxic iron ADC. You mean your best player? Kick the best player.
What are you talking? He's the only one doing well. Like, what are you fucking talking about?
Oh my god. We all believe, of course, but it's being hella rough to do so. Feel bad for Hilly. What man doesn't deserve?
Look at the reply ratio.
Hillsing's actually causing them to lose all the games. What is this? Are you on crack? Are you on drugs?
Yeah.
They're doing crack.
Again, look at the reply. Thank God.
Man, Hilly is the biggest inter in Fnatic right now. The people who don't deserve it are Wonder's ups.
And then that reply there,
Wonder is invisible every game. I mean, Wonder has not been performing well at all, but he's not like actively inting as hard as Hillsing, but Hillsing's been very, very bad. Like, just uncharacteristically bad. That recon play that guy was doing, oh hell no. That fuck that. No more excuses. I see zero motivations in some players. This thing needs to be changed. There will be more pressure coming weeks. It will be a test to see who will overcome it and shine. Like, if they go 2-0 this week coming up, who do they face this week? Fnatic face Mad Lions. That's going to be a loss. Come on, like, Mad Lions going to beat the shit out of them.
Honestly, I don't blame Cabashard for picking Marin Corp over Fnatic. I would too.
And they face Team BDS. So Fnatic will finally break their losing streak against BDS. Hopefully.
Okay, I'm going to do my predictions now. Let's see. Astralis, if Astralis loses that, I'm going to be heartbroken, but fuck SKT. Astralis, Rogue, XL. Although I do think Vitality has a chance just because XL, the way they play against them as well. But XL still, G2, and then Mad, and then next week I'll go SK. Yeah, Rogue.
Mad versus XL. That's match of the week right there. Not this.
Yeah. I'll say match of the week. I'll say XL wins, and then I'll say BDS, and then
if you're right about that, I'm gonna cry.
G2.
Yeah. Pretty much all the same predictions you made. Yeah. SK, Rogue, XL, G2, Mad, SK, Rogue, Mad Lions, Fnatic. I think Fnatic will break their losing streak by beating BDS. Hopefully. And then G2 beat Vitality. All right. There's one game I want to go. There's a few games I want to go over from this past week because it was the Rogue versus Fnatic game actually.
Zerka's full English interview. Well, I'm sure I watched that interview from Berserker, his first English one. Yeah, he already speaks better English than Travis Gafford, so I mean, go figure.
I got to do my prep for the LCS show tomorrow, guys, so be on the lookout for that. Got to do my prep later on.
Oh, yeah. Listen, we need to go. Okay, is this the game? Okay, I think this is the right game. Okay.
This game, guys. Whoo! I want to go over this Baron Steel. This Baron Steel made my brain hurt.
Yeah, no, we need to go over that humanoid clip.
Okay, so I forgot where he actually got the Baron at. It's probably somewhere in this part of the game. So they're killing Razork. Okay, so yeah, Fnatic, this was actually a really close back and forth game. I'll give them that. This was actually really close. This was really fun to watch live. I mean, we knew it was going to be a back and forth game. Humanoid versus Larson, really nice, hyped up match right there.
Oh,
Malron playing the Poppy.
So he should have like no chance of stealing this with his health.
I want you guys to watch what happens right here. Before
they can see when he goes in the Baron pit. They can see him. All they have to do is just stop hitting the Baron and quickly kill him instead of risking it. That's all. Even the Baron will take damage, or literally just stop for a millisecond. They can't steal it.
I want you guys to notice this. I want you guys to notice how badly this goes up. All right, he's just sitting there chilling.
Yeah, stop hitting the Baron. What are you doing?
He steals it with his Q. A lot of people thought he got it with Smite. No, his Smite just came up. He had to Smite the blue buff to stay alive and get his movement speed.
Why didn't you just hit the Poppy?
Then, so you guys factor in, this is reminiscent of people saying Licorice hitting the Baron with the Orin. Yeah, it's the same shit. Hitting the hammer with the auto. Yeah, that's all that little nice history bullshit, okay? Look how bad this is, okay? Right here, Hylissang could simply just lock him up with a Q, okay? Or Wonder being Mega Gnar and having his ultimate up. Wonder, right here, as you can see, has his ultimate up. Right
One
there.
of them could have leaped over the wall.
All he has to do is throw him up against the wall. Wonder could kill him himself. Wonder could kill him right now by himself. Ultimate to the wall and W, Q, dead, easy.
Yeah, and
Gnar with his fucking ultimate didn't stop Poppy from getting in with 20 health.
Yeah, but you know what also would have been? You know what also would have been a fine strategy as well. Even if they didn't do that and he stole it, what Wonder could have done is just right before the Baron went down, they saw them there, just leap over the wall and 3-man ult them.
And then Humanoid, good job, Humanoid. Just out here, just Corky suicide bombing himself, whatever that's supposed to be.
Okay, but
then they give up more. So they lost Baron. So they got a Baron stolen, lost their mid, lost their Jung. They're going like, what is that? What the fuck is this?
Now 3 dragons, hell yeah.
Once they got the Baron still, this game is over. This was flat out over.
Okay, so let's keep going. We need
what was that? Now, yeah, they take the tower here. Yeah, I remember what happens. Yep, take the tower here.
Okay, yeah, fast forward a bit.
Even after this game, I like the Rogues comp. Poke.
Okay, I think this is the clip. Maybe. Okay, let's
try Baron again.
Yeah. So let's watch this beautiful clip by Humanoid. This is the best strategy I've ever seen in my life. So we got. Let's see. Yep, his teammates in danger.
Upset just walking into everything.
Rewind that.
Upset just walking into everything.
No, look at that closely.
Okay.
Watch what Humanoid did. No, just watch what Humanoid did when Upset was low health.
Okay. Oh!
This is Immortals Cody Sun Worlds 2.0.
Upset is literally just walking, face tanking everything.
He literally killed Upset. He killed his own teammate.
And then Wonder and Razork are like, yeah, we can fight a 4v2 or whatever.
Yeah, on those two ass fucking champs, really out of all champs.
Humanoid thinks he can poke people out when he barely has any mana or anything else in his tank.
I was just trying to 9/11 bomb, like Larson taking tips.
God, holy mother of fucking God. The series of bad mistakes. Before all these bad mistakes later on in this game, Fnatic, they were playing well. They were playing well.
Oh, yeah, Hillsane, let's go.
Hillsane just has been getting fucking his whole gape every single week now in the LEC, apparently. Wonder's like, you know what? I'm going to flank on Mini Gnar.
Let's go, Wonder. Hell yeah.
Out. It's like, okay, if you're going to flank like this, why not have your Mega Gnar up or build your Rage Bar up?
All right, great ult, Razork.
Then
what a surprise. Caught out again.
He knows Poppy can do this, yet right here. Okay, so let's start his positioning. Where was Humanoid at the beginning? Okay, so Humanoid at the beginning, he's right here. Watch my mouth. He's right here. He knows there's Poppy right there somewhere. So it's very possible he should probably back up and not get that close to the wall.
Why is he not? Oh my!
Why is he that close to a wall?
Why is he not?
What? He doesn't have his flash up, so he shouldn't be that close to walls. And then the tanks are right here looking at him dying. Like, oh, fuck, this guy's a fucking idiot.
This was like when fucking Miffy did that like 50 times on TSM while playing Tom Kench. Especially that fucking regional gauntlet of Cloud9. Holy fuck.
Guys, it's been all bad from Fnatic. God, just getting completely destroyed. The Fnatic's composition is fine. They have a great composition. So does Rogue. This is not a drafting issue. This is a in-game macro problem Fnatic has. You gonna tell me that comp is bad? It was the draft. That draft, tell me to my face that draft is bad. No, it's not. It's not all about draft, people. And even if it was, let's just say the draft was bad. Why would the draft being an issue stop a Gnar from having his fucking ultimate and not sliding the Poppy away from it? That's nothing to do with draft. People can't hit buttons, apparently. To unplug your computers, go home. If you can't even do that, then you can get the fuck off the stage. Go on stage, lose, get off, and go home. I don't want to see that shit. They deserve to be 0. They deserve to have lost all the games this week. They play fucking horrible. Let's watch this one. Excel versus Fnatic, the match of the week. Humanoid not respecting gank priority when there's a fucking Rakan, a Trundle.
Oh yeah.
Rakan, Trundle pillars. Rakan could just speed, knock you up. What's the mid laner? Talia, she has a throwback. Him just not respecting it at all. Early level, yeah, because they killed Finn level 4. Yeah, I remember they killed Finn. Finn's always kind of did that though, where he's kind of played a little bit too disrespectfully on Gangplank sometimes.
They didn't kill him. Okay.
Yeah, but he didn't get killed. Like Humanoid not respecting the gank potential right there when he doesn't have. Oh my lord! They so bad.
They saw his Corgi game, against.
Look at this Wonder Flash right here. Good job.
Like, how do you see that fucking game against Rogue, and you're like, yeah, let's give him this champ now?
I mean, right there baiting out the flash is not bad. Humanoid's like, you know what, they just ganked me. I'll just go back in the same spot and do it again.
I cannot think of a worse champ to possibly give somebody like fucking Humanoid than this. Like, does Yamato not know anything about his fucking pool?
They could have gave him Twisted Fate or something. No, don't give him that.
They could have gave him Lulu fucking mid. It would have been better.
So people are gonna ask, why are you guys shitting on him this much? Okay, first of all, everyone knows this in League. Okay, if you get ganked once, if a good jungler knows you don't have your summoner spell up, they're just gonna just do it again because they know you can't do anything unless you're just playing that conservatively. He knows he doesn't have his summoner spells up. Why would he not play more safer? Okay, it's that simple. Razork is trying to apply pressure, knowing his mid laner doesn't have any summoner spells up, so he gets killed again. Hillsane just getting completely just ass fucked by Patrick.
Oh yeah.
Patrick's out here just being like one of the MVPs.
Look at this amazing play. Hell yeah.
God damn, this man was putting a shoulder on Zion.
Great job, Humanoid.
Good job, Humanoid. He had his flash up, too.
Yeah, his quick boots. Hell yeah.
Yeah, he didn't have flash. Hey, there you go.
Holy fuck. Honestly, you might as well just play Teemo fucking mid at this point.
Then Humanoid's like, I'm already behind. What is this?
This guy's literally playing like he's playing Teemo mid.
He knows he's behind right now. and he's gonna challenge the Talia, right? Who can poke him, sizably shove him back. That's a little bit one of her abilities.
Oh yeah, I banned that fucking Talia already. What are these teams doing?
Takes a bad trade, forced to flash. Now Nukeduck has more priority in lane. They get this mid turret. Oh my, Fnatic, I don't know what's going on with this team. They're just totally mentally boomed. There's nothing that can save them right now. Why aren't
fucking teams in League right now banning Talia more often? That's so fucking OP right now. Just ban it.
Talia's coming back really huge. It's got nice. I've always liked Talia as a champion. I
love Talia as a champion, but I don't understand why teams aren't banning her more right now. She's so fucking OP. Like, Jesus fuck.
And right here, they're so far behind right now that somehow they got that fight. And that's the only problem I have with XL is I don't know how you took that fight and you lost it. You know, that's the thing. They have to stop doing that. You don't have to go that greedy with certain plays if you're that far ahead. I don't know how Finn got there. Look, he's looking for his career, apparently. I don't know what he's doing right here. Somehow he just got there. Somehow he's just there. And then somehow he managed to live. So good job, Fnatic. Good job. But later on, this game panned out to be very, very bad. Fnatic taking any team fight was definitely not going to help them out. And it was something here I'm looking at. I'm going like, just, I don't know what's going on right now. I can make up so many different scenarios right now about Fnatic. I mean, you guys probably feel the exact same way. So I'm probably just saying what you're thinking. Honestly, you know, XL also has been playing so well. You know, I don't think Patrick's had a bad game this split so far. Like, he's just been really great. So between Patrick right now and Niski, I think they've been the best players right now. Mad Lions definitely playing good. Unforgiven playing Draven like a fucking stud. This man was a fucking Giga Chad on Draven for this past game that they played. Mad Lions. They played up against, I think it was SK or Vitality. Was it Vitality he played Draven against?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he
played Draven. Either way, I wanted to go over this game either way if it's the right one. Just for that fucking Haru clip, I need to watch again. Holy
This is the one he played Draven, right? Yeah, this game was over. This man played Draven like a fucking god.
Okay, this is...
So right here, they try to do a dive. I remember this, okay? And then Unforgiven's like, yeah, we can take these guys. Pretty simple, right? Kaiser hooks in.
Hell yeah, good job,
auto, done, easy. Like, Kaiser and Unforgiven, really, really good bot lane right now. Maybe the best bot lane in the league right now.
Or Lebrov is just a horrible...
Why in the world would our... This team is awful!
What fucking...
Vitality is so bad!
No, I need to watch that again. What was this play by... What the fuck was that? That's hilarious. I need to watch it again. I need to see this like 50 times. What the fuck?
Okay, so he goes in, whips everything.
No, he got like game raped. Holy fuck.
So they know he's right there. They can see them. They have wards looking at them. He just gets absolutely just... Haru's like, dude, what the fuck
literally
are you
like
doing?
The equivalent of getting game raped in League. Holy fuck.
So right there, Haru's just looking at him like, dude, are you on crack? Are you actually on drugs?
Well, don't worry. Like, what's his champion called again? The Monkey King?
Okay, that's probably reserved for a person that we know, but it's okay.
Whoa!
No,
okay. First, I wasn't even making a right. Okay,
what was that outplay, man? That
Jesus.
Was Unforgiven doing the outplay. Fuck. Look at that shit right there in a 2v1, getting the outplay. Carzy, you fucking suck.
Yeah, but like honestly, a lot of people are like, oh, it was so fucking amazing. I mean, it was, but it was more Carzy sucking, but also it's also more just idiots who play Draven, not realizing that you can flash like that to fucking... people need to know that more often.
That was so hyped to see. That was so hyped to see when he did that.
Oh, like, Carzy, baby. Hell yeah. Good job.
He knows there's Talia priority right now. No one's coming to his lane. You gotta kind of factor in.
Yes, I think somebody in chat said like Carzay's the fucking tactical VU, and yeah, that's pretty good.
How dare you have sub caper pull out doing, man?
Hell yeah,
dude,
super team.
Remember
baby.
Last year we got comments that said Carzy was better than Reckless. I was like, okay, dude, stop.
Yeah, Carzy wasn't even better than fucking
Carzy wasn't even better than probably Neon maybe last year.
Yeah, like that or fucking honestly, Conk last year. Fucking.
Oh god, this was such a clinic by Mad.
Oh, okay, yes, we need to watch this amazing play. Let's watch the Monkey King in action, baby.
Okay, so right here, he misses the boomerang, jumps in. Right
yeah,
here,
he jumps in, he gets taken low health, so it's like, okay, it's all done, nothing else he can do. Let's run away. He can easily do it or teleport. Go. What the
That's when you know your jungler is on drugs. You know your jungler is on crack.
Let's
You're doing shit
rewind
like
that.
that.
Let's rewind that. Did he even get a single hit off? Let's see.
This team is so trash.
Let's see if he hit him once, guys. Let's see.
Okay,
Nope.
Nope.
Holy fuck! This you know, game 1 against like Fnatic versus Cloud9 in 2018 Worlds and semis. When Sunscarin literally just like ran under a turret and just walked to his death on Jarvan in game 1. Remember that play? That was like the equivalent of that.
And I promise you guys, years from now, why would Carzzy? Oh, okay, he's actually on drugs. Just let Carzzy's on crack. It is what it is.
Holy
so
fuck.
I'll say this right now too: is there's gonna be a split a year from now, or maybe 2 years from now. There's gonna be interviews or podcasts based on the popular league personality people. They're gonna have interviews with people that have been on this Vitality roster in terms of coaches, analysts, players. They're gonna be like, so what was it like playing on this roster? They're like, yeah, we were. So the question is gonna be like, you guys played pretty poor compared to what you were actually predicted to. The players will be like, yeah. So like, if you can see Vitality playing bad, and then there's gonna be years from now where players are gonna be like asked if they're playing bad. And if they say yes, yeah, guys, it's not you don't have to be a rocket science or a pro to notice a team playing bad. It's super simple.
And it's clear they came into like this season with giant egos.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, we got Selfmade off the team. He was such a problem for us. We got that toxic fucker out of here.
Yeah,
let's bring him home.
Hell yeah. It's a good thing we got Comp, out of here. He was dragging down LeBron, the godly support. I wasn't a huge fan. I wasn't a huge fan of Comp. There were better ADCs, but I fucking knew he was actually good and in the right circumstance. Like, I did not understand why he was benched and people were like sucking off Lebrov, saying he's the good part of that bot lane. Like, what? Were you watching the games? Did you at all watch the fucking games? Holy fuck! Yep, good job, Lebrov. Speaking of him, hell yeah.
Good actual god.
Imagine. Might as well die again, Carzzy. Yeah.
This team
Perks
is just
giving up there. What the
like,
fuck
if
is
Perks
Haru doing?
isn't on, I mean, or you can carry on Orianna. It's not something you can do. Like, if Perks doesn't, like, even when Perks has lane priority with Orianna and Haru has Wukong, there's nothing you can do. Basically, guys, Vitality is just a bow waiting room. Let's just be honest here. Vitality's they might be better next year, because going into this offseason, let's say they make Worlds. They're not getting out of groups. We know that for sure. If they get out of groups, that group must have been mega garbage, mega trash. If they go into the offseason, they paid a lot of money for Perks. He's their franchise player right now, and they're probably going to end up keeping Alfari. I don't know why you would do it after this year, but Perks and Alfari, the players they actively want to keep.
I'll tell you the team you should build, MSK, all right? All right, we know teams are possibly going to blow up now, like Team Liquid, since they're probably...
Self-made, we've even go.
Yeah, but, I mean... So Team Liquid's probably going to blow up since they're probably not going to win the split, and they might even miss Worlds, possibly. But either way, they said, a split win and Worlds, or else this roster's like blowing up. So Hansama could be on his way out already, so they could pick him up, which would be really good. Definitely not a fucking 1,000 times better than Carzzy. Just get a new support, anyone, honestly. Like, who would you say is good for support that they could pick up?
For Vitality
like,
next year?
Pick up, like, Treats. And then
I think that'd be the best thing for them, honestly.
Yeah, Treats, Hansama, then Perks, then Bo. And then who would you have as a top laner? Maybe they could get Odoamne if the Rogue doesn't win with him.
If Odoamne doesn't want to have a career anymore, he'll go to Vitality. That's the thing, dude.
Well, with that raw 5-man roster, that would be really good for...
It's never been about players.
You can't put Bo in this roster, man. You can't.
Dude, it's never been about players with them either. The coaching staff's always been kind of bad. The infrastructure... I don't think it's ever really been there.
They definitely need to revamp that as well. But I'm just saying,
because this is the thing, they buy Perks after he got Cloud9 out of groups, which is fine. Like, Perks played better toward the end of 2021. He's played fine this year. Perks has not been the issue. I wouldn't replace Perks. He's honestly not been an issue for them. But we know this is a Bo waiting room. The statement that they made about Haru was like, yeah, we're going to be using Haru right now until Bo can get all of his visa issues sorted out. So Haru already knows he's getting replaced after this.
I mean,
This
do
statement already
you
alluded
think
to
there's
that,
any
too.
chance that like Bo gets his visa stuff and done before the split
There's
ends?
plenty of time. There's plenty of time before next year for it. So you have August, September, October, November, December, about
Yeah, it's
5
like-
months to get it done.
Yeah, it's like
So,
it's like I don't think. I mean, is there any chance he gets it done like before this season ends? Though,
I doubt it,
because
honestly.
I doubt
Unless-
it as well. But I mean, we did say like Berserker's coming back like week 5 or week 6 soonest, and then he came back after the first week. So I mean, this visa stuff we never know. Like,
You know,
I don't
this
know.
is an ADC. Now, this is an ADC. Unforgiven, though. This is an ADC right there that Vitality needs.
Yeah, it's
If
like,
you put Unforgiven,
why would you do that 1v1 person?
he wants to go. He wants to go home. He wants to go to, I don't know, beat off on porn or some shit.
Shit. Hey, what type do you think he watches?
Probably that tranny shit. That fucking
Yeah,
kid.
no, he probably watches like Viking midget shit.
What? Okay. Just gonna have this game actually. So that's pretty much it, guys, for the LEC 2022 Summer Split Week 5. XL top 3 team. That's the world we live in right now. XL is a top 3 team. I knew they'd bounce back. I'm still confident in this team right now. Now, this is the thing. How much can they keep this performance up? Depending on their first few matches in the playoffs, there's a good world where they could make and maybe semis. But the thing now, EU gets 4 seeds for Worlds this year again. So that means whoever gets first place is auto qualified. Whoever gets first place gets auto qualified.
Because of Russia.
Yeah.
Oh well, I mean, it makes the most sense, obviously, but
You don't want LCS getting 4 slots?
no. Again, I just feel like it makes sense, obviously, like regional strength wise, just like when EU they just gave EU and China those 4 seeds and like other things. I would rather if they just had like a quick like best of 3 to decide it with like 2 regions or something like that, or 4 regions, like a 3-theme bracket best of 3, or if they just give another minor region an extra seed, like fucking like who was it again? God, what was the region again? Yeah, I mean, well, Turkey has kind of not been doing amazing as of late, but I'm trying to think who was the fucking minor region again. That was
Yes. Hello?
yeah, I don't remember. I completely forgot. It wasn't Japan. It was okay. So there's PCS, Vietnam, and
It was one of the other regions couldn't these Shark Encounters are terrifying.
Jesus fuck. Okay, well, I guess I would give TCL another seed, I guess, even though their MSI performances as of late. But I mean, the Worlds are so good. But yeah, I would just give them that, or just have like a best of 3 type thing tournament, just small one, sort of like when they had Rift Rivals, that shit show of
Yeah.
just wasting players' fucking time. Like, Jesus Christ. I'm glad that's gone now, thanks to COVID. But yeah, just have like that in the middle of it instead, with like 3 teams or 4 teams, like a 3-team bracket.
Well, guys, that's pretty much it. I mean, right now, XL are a top 3 team. Rogue need to stop mentally breaking when they face G2. How can they play so well against Fnatic, but G2 it's like nope.
Now,
Great.
again, what team would you build around Bo and Perks next year?
Okay, Apollo, Hakuho,
So,
Loro, and Dardoch.
hey, they could get Cody's son in here.
I mean, Dardoch, I hear, is a pretty nice guy. Wants to always elevate his teammates. Not toxic at all.
Yeah, it would be a great coach, you know.
Oh, good lord. Okay, so that's pretty much it, guys. As you guys know now, we split the shows up. So just letting you guys know, if we do have the double shows now, the LEC show would be on Tuesday if I have to go see a movie at the theaters, you know? Because I know a bit before, for some few episodes in the season, we had me doing that on Thursday. I just can't do it Thursday. Since we're gonna have 2 shows now, because Sean's gonna be more content anyway. Because if there's viewers just for the LEC, you're gonna watch this, and there's viewers just for the LCS, you watch that. It's not splitting the audience. You'll literally watch it if you like them both either. So you can watch them both if you watch both. or you could just watch either or if you prefer either or. You know?
Yeah. Anyway, so who was that? Fucking. There was another support I was thinking of with treats. I'm gonna try to look it up. LEC.
But that's pretty much it for this week, guys. I mean, I hope Fnatic bounces back. I really hope they do. But
oh yeah, right. Add VN. Yeah, if they can't get treats, they could just sign out. Again, Odo Omni, Bo, Perks, Hansama, Add VN or treats. Would that not be a realistic roster they could build with, like, especially if Team Liquid, blows up their team, they don't win the split this year? Like, that's possible. That would be good. Again, because besides Perks, they need to replace the other 3 slots if they want to keep Bo happy. You cannot put Bo with how he's fucking doing in Europe solo queue right now, and how he did it LPL around this fucking trash.
And the other issue with Haru is he's so passive. He doesn't really do anything, and then when he does something, he has the most egregious thing. It's like, what in the world?
Man, that play at top lane was really good.
Calculated. All right, guys. See you tomorrow. The LCS show is going to be at 7 p.m. PST because I only have one day off this week, so I got to really fit in all my shows.
I will talk about like some things I couldn't last week when I was on. But yeah, I don't know what fucking happened with my phone. It's just like on the one recording, it was perfectly fine, and then later on when I joined, it's like it was just fucking
sounded like a fucking radio.
Yeah, I don't. But did you understand me still? Even though
you came in parts. I knew what you were saying, but it just came out so patchy.
Yeah, but again, I was just saying like again, it doesn't matter how poor your region is. Like, look at Brazil. The content they make, the commentators, the fans, everything. That's why they're huge still, even though if they're not good as a region, really. Like, it's just, like, again, like, look at like 2014 or whatever it was when like LMQ came in. Like, they did that whole promotional team for each team, the players that would join in, like Jensen, LMQ, like showed clips and like skits, like LMQ watching like LCS on a table, like, really, these fucking noobs from NA were facing okay easy. It's like shit like that. It's like, why don't they do promotional stuff like that anymore? Or why don't they do shit like fucking they did with like Mike Young, Lemonation, those like Eyes, whatever it was called, fucking that one series. Like, why can't they do more documentary or promotional things? That's what made people interested from like 2013 to 2016. Then they stopped it, and it was just, I don't get it.
Like, my thing was also like, I don't know, the content for League has just been not that good either. Like, I don't know. There was this big dip in content. Maybe it was the people involved with the content that went and did other esports or went to their different esports orgs. Then a lot of content that I invested my personal time into ends up getting cut. You know how Monty said Riot shouldn't do the dive? No, I love the dive. Dude, I've watched the dive since the start. No, keep the dive. Doesn't matter. All this
you can do other content and that. It doesn't take up any time from that.
Yeah, it's literally just this is the thing, guys. I love Monty. Don't get me wrong. I've always loved the guy. He's always been awesome. I love this stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I don't agree with like everything he says, and he can be like have some anger management issues, but other than that, no, he's fantastic.
Yeah, when he said the dive, no, you don't cancel the dive. I will never invest my time into anything else
honestly,
Riot does. Cancel the dive.
Monty, 98% of the time, I agree with him.
Yeah.
He's like the opposite of that Sheraton fucking slasher who just says shit.
It wouldn't make sense to cancel the dive, and I'll tell you
guys
why.
That's the 2% of the time where I do not agree with him.
It wouldn't make sense because, first of all, in the free time, all the casters that are involved with the dive, they do what we're doing right now. So why not do it on video? It makes no sense to cancel it when there's no inherent reason that it's not doing anything wrong. Yes, the views have not been good. The content for the dive has always been, that's honestly been something the LCSs did good for a very long time, even back in the day when they're on that desk with Jat. Back in the day when it looked like they were in a garage.
I mean, remember when they in like 2019, it was like the Echo Fox's very last game, FlyQuest versus Echo Fox. And and there was just the 4 of them. They were like just talking about in another room with chat, just talking about random shit, barely even paying attention to the game because they knew how shit it would be and unimportant. And with them both missing playoffs, they're just like, yeah, Jat, what's your favorite food?
God, man.
I mean, all shit like that.
Yeah, like games. Euphoria and keep the shows. People who just absorb all of it up, guys. Just it's fine. Like, yes, the dive isn't as good as something like Summoning Insight or their other shows on Monty's channel.
I mean, you
but
do
it's
need
still
to like
pretty solid.
revamp the dive a bit though, where it's more accessible.
I would say have one more person, maybe potentially, like maybe bring on.
Just like again, the Hotline League dropped off ages ago.
Do I be honest? I told you before. I never really liked that show, honestly. I always thought it was the worst.
I was never a huge fan, but I'm just saying, like Hotline.
It was always
League,
the worst one, though. It was always the worst one.
I'm saying, like, I'm not going to talk about its quality, but just like until like after 2018, it like was completely shit in my opinion. But before then, like now, I'm not talking about like the quality of it. You can debate that. I'm just saying, like, it was easily accessible for viewers, so it made them want to watch, and like with the time. Easier timestamps and like topic. They need to do something like that for the dive, in my opinion.
Yeah, because for me, I watch it and I love having that content for like the gym. You go to the gym and work out. That kind of content is always good.
Oh, you go to the gym? Damn.
Yeah. Black guys have jobs, dude. You know, I don't know where you're at. Black guys don't really have jobs. They kind of just are on streets panhandling.
Well, no, what do you mean? There's not even like any black people here. It's like
they can't afford that shit.
It's like Asians and Punjabi people, Hindus, whatever you want to. That and Asians, like, got it. I think there's like one black person in every like 150 or like 200 people here. Jesus.
All right. So that's it, guys. See you guys tomorrow. 7 p.m. PST is when the LCS show is scheduled. If I can get it in sooner, we'll try, but or as late as at 7:30. We'll do that. 7:30.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing at the theaters that's good playing, so I'm not going this week. So yeah, I'll make it. I mean,
do 7:30 because I'll be tired of that one show. 7:30 tomorrow. 7.
Please tell me you're not actually going to go see that fucking DC film in theaters.
Oh yeah, I am. Yeah, not opening weekend, but I'll watch it when I'm off the next Thursday.
Well, what is wrong with you?
I'm a DC cocksucker like K-Dot and Nerdman. Fuck.
It was bad enough you saw Minions in theaters. Now you're gonna see that.
Minions gave me life. Fuck you.
Oh, okay, listen, bitch. They said there's an extended version of Everything Everywhere
yes!
All at Once on the 27th in theaters. Check if your theater has it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, check if your theater has it, bitch.
Back to the sin. There's a Minions director's cut out there.
Yeah, I'm not watching that. But anyway, check. Okay, listen. Check on Friday if your theater has the Everything Everywhere All at Once thing, because then you could watch it and review it.
Oh, my theater can barely get the movies they get.
We're not well, I mean, just check. You never know on the 29th.
All right, guys. See you tomorrow. As you guys know, league shows, 2 of them, LEC, LCS. If I have to go to see a movie, a big Hollywood blockbuster film, the LEC show would just be on Tuesday instead of Wednesday. It would get bumped up, honestly, but. You know, if you like the LEC, I do have watched the LEC for a long time. It's sad to see Misfits go, but it is what it is. They've made great decisions, but they've also not been that good, you know, in recent memories as well. All right, guys. See you later. Signing out. I'm done. And I'm going to go beat off. Peace.